Hello, welcome back to me, LG. Right, trying out a new game today. It's called Solar Expanse. It is a space sort of exploration, conquering space agency management game. I don't know how well it will view because it's a little bit spreadsheety. But yeah, I mean, it's got some depth to it with the research trees, and it's a little bit like colonizing Mars, but instead of just doing a base and a planet, you're doing an agency, and it's a logistics and finance game, really. And it's got small elements of I've forgotten what they are, the space, you know, with the where you build the spaceships and stuff, because it's got some realistic space physics and time and stuff involved, but you're sort of managing the management chain and resources and stuff rather than doing all the difficult stuff and actually flying it or making it go. So afternoon boxing, how are you? As I'm starting this a bit late or whatever, I'll probably will make a sandwich and just go through lunch playing this for a couple hours. We're going to see how we get on. Again, I've tried to set the music and the game sounds to what I think's about right, but if it's too loud, the music, or too quiet or whatever, there's not a lot to this. It's just the background music and the clicks and stuff, so no screaming, racing, tires burning on this one or something. But again, if people are watching live, as I'm doing this on Twitch and on YouTube, and then just let me know and I will adjust it and do that in the settings. Couple of things though, a little bit sort of scary with this. I mean, it's an early access game, so they're developing the game. They've already done, well, they did a free demo of this. They've done, it's in early access. It's been out since April, so it's been out a couple months. They've already done 3 or 4 bug fixes and updates and stuff, so it's in a little bit better shape than it was launched. It's not an expensive game. I think it's £15 at full price. They got 20% off at the moment, so you can get this game for about £11-12 on Steam. And yeah, I don't know, it just ticks a few of the boxes that are interested. It might not be my game if it's gets a bit silly and stuff. I've read some of the criticisms about the game, and all games have them, you know. But a couple of things that we need to be aware of is I don't think you can save the game manually. So we can't save scum our way through this one. If we go bankrupt or something, then we have to start again. There may be some automatic saves. I'm not sure. I haven't even tested the game yet. So also, what else was it? You can't change the difficulty setting. So I'm going to play on easy mode, because it kind of looks like it could be quite difficult in places with the economy and stuff. So as it's our first playthrough, we'll do that. So we can click new game, and basically we choose the space agency. So you've got Solex, which is basically SpaceX. At the front of the private sector in aerospace, Solex has been making strides thanks to their first truly reusable launch vehicles. While they undoubtedly revolutionise the industry, can they sustain their grand ambition? So each of these countries, you've got NASA, you've got ESA, the Chinese, CNSA it's called in this game, and Roscosmos, which is going to be the Russians. And they have slightly different, but they all have starting bonuses. So if we look at these, I've already chosen, basically I'm going to do ESA because it's European and what have you, but they all have slightly different starting bonuses and slightly different directions that you take the game in. Like some are better at mining, and some are better at travel, and some are better at this technology or that technology. Although there's quite an in-depth technology tree in this game. But yeah, I'm doing well, man. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Fox, and do let us know if sounds need adjusting. Because the music's quite nice, but it's probably a bit light. So I've turned it quite. I mean, in fact, let's just have a look. So in the settings, I've actually got music right down, like, you know. So I've got it at 2.5. So that's like maximum. But yeah, I think 2.5 sounds about right to me. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, so we've got Solex, and basically they start with improved reusable rockets and Hydrolux engines, and they start with additional fuel production. This game has it has a really in-depth system of materials. You know, so you've got all different fuel types: electric fuel, solar fuel, solar panels. You've got ion engines, and you've got all stuff, and you can colonize and do stuff on most of the planet, the solar system, but also you can leave the solar system and go to other star systems. I think Alpha Centauri and Proxima, and then some of them are real star systems, and others are made up ones, and they're going to do more as the game progresses. Otherwise, then we've got NASA. That's the oldest space agency still around. NASA boasts an impressive record of space exploration and research. Though they're the only ones to have landed humans on the moon, they'd rather a long lapse in deep space missions. But now, with the lessons of old nuclear propulsion research they finally applied in practice, they're in a prime position to take the lead in exploring the solar system. So they start with nuclear power and propulsion, and they start with hydrogen production. Syntec. Now, ESA is represented the collective European space efforts. This agency has assembled the foremost minds of the continent to explore and research space, cutting-edge electric spacecraft and space infrastructure. Build more. They are ready to go further beyond. So they start with improved electric engines and computing technologies, and they start with a research lab which gives, I think, about 2 or 3% extra boost in research. Then you've got the Chinese, and they are the last great powers to fully join the space race. China has managed to rapidly advance in what becomes here of other space programs with industrial might, deep space colonizations within their grasp, and they're determined not just to match but exceed everyone else. They start with improved mining and improved mining facilities, so a more industrial sort of route. And then the Russians, created after the fall of the Soviet Union, the Russian corporations never reached the heights of their pioneer predecessors. Struggling with shrinking budgets, they pushed to commercialize their space program, and now backed with resource extraction and excellent life support technology, they are ready to claw back their place at the front. They start with space farming and hydroponic farms. Hello, Paul. What's this all about? New game. Yeah, just going through it now, Paul, explaining it. I've never played it, not even done the demo, so just watched a couple videos. It's been on my wish list for a little while. It is a space exploration management game. So, well, you'll see as I play it with the stuff. So we're going to start with ESA. Now, from what I understand from some of the videos I've watched, and it's very few, I've only watched a couple hours of stuff to sort of think, oh, I'd like to try the game. So the electric engines won't get me from Earth, because Earth's got an atmosphere, so it's very expensive to get stuff from Earth out to thing. But where ESA comes in and gets a bit of a boost, it's a little bit late, so we won't be first. So we're going to have all these people as competitors, and we'll get paid missions and stuff. So it's a little bit like, as I say, what's the game? Kerbal Space Program. So Kerbal Space Program had missions and you got paid for them, but we're not actually flying the stuff or trying to do the difficult rating of stuff. It's more based on resources and management. So it's part sort of Mars colonization game and stuff. But as I say, rather than it be a base or anything like that, you can conquer asteroids, you can move asteroids, crash them onto other people's planets. You can build space stations, you can build but it's not a building game per se, it is a management game. So but we're going to start with ESA. So we're probably not going to get to the moon first because NASA will probably beat us in solar and stuff, but we're going to try and create space factories and build our spaceships in space, because the electric engines are some of the most efficient and best engines for moving around in space, as long as it's not like on Earth punching it up through the atmosphere. So we're going to take a bit of a knock early on in the game to hopefully get a bit of a leg up later in the game. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really got I've watched like 2 short like review videos. I haven't really watched any tips videos, and I've watched a bit of a guy trying to do this ESA stuff, and I like the sound of, and he obviously knows the game a lot better and been playing it some weeks or so. It's obviously in the video, and I just thought, well, okay, yeah, I'm European, let's do ESA. And so yeah, so let's just go into this. I'm going to choose, as I say, we're going to have the realistic solar system, so we've got all the planets in our solar system. They are going to add more stuff in the game, like, so you can start in different systems and things like that. So there's quite a bit of replayability in this game, because not only can you redo your difficulty level and your solar system, you can choose obviously the different nations if you wanted to do mining and go into the Chinese stuff. Now you can do all these activities with any of the space agencies, but each of them gets sort of a bonus or an advantage. A bit like if you were playing Crusader Kings 2 or 3 or something, and different nations and stuff have different bonuses with their troops or their stuff. You've got this with the space agencies. So, but yeah, we're starting in there. We're going to start at this. So again, they're going to add more starting times. We're going to do early exploration tutorial 2020. We do that. Now you can turn on or off the other competitors. There's no like fighting or combat in this game. It's an economic management and exploration game. So if these people are first to do something, they'll get a bit more money. And then you've got 3 difficulty levels with different multipliers and starting money. But we're going to start with 5 million and start on Explorer. It's the first time I've played it, and I'd like to not have the game super hard. Hopefully we'll have a bit more resources than we do in Space Haven. But yeah, I haven't been played it, so bear with me. Did I watch All Mankind? No, I haven't properly watched it. I started to watch it, but then I didn't get Apple TV and stuff. So I think they're on, is it their 4th or 5th season or something? So I do want to watch it. It's on my list. Go back and watch it. But we'll see. So water is an essential resource. It can be used for both fuel production and life support, as well as many other properties. Okay, so welcome, Director. The mission is to lead us to conquest of the solar system and beyond. We're about to schedule our first flights into space, then to the moon, and then so basically in the game, there's quite a set sort of objectives that steer you what to do, which is fairly linear. It doesn't mean you can't prepare and do other stuff, but you get paid on some of the missions. So you'll do, and certainly it's some stuff around Earth with some satellites, and then everybody goes to the moon, and then really Mars, and then you'll try and conquer Mars and do mining. You'll get lots of different resources on the planets and also the asteroids. So, you know, but then it's up to you where you go, where you explore, and, you know, now as Europeans and using the electric, we need, is it argon gas or one of the gases fuel types is a bit more unique to the focus we're going to have. So we're not nuclear fuel like NASA starts with. So the mission is to lead us in the conquest of the solar system beyond. We're about to schedule our first flights into space, then to the moon, then to other planets. Eventually we'll colonize, terraform, and perhaps one day venture into the stars. I'll be your assistant. Look for tutorial information in the top left corner. Okay. I'm still thinking of turning the music down a bit, even though I wouldn't say it's loud, but... You've only watched 2 seasons, have you, Paul? Yeah. Did you like the 2 that you watched? I think I watched, because I was trying to think, because when I had it... I mean, I had a year's subscription free when I got my phone, but that was like 5-6 years ago or something, so... I think I watched the first episode, or the first 2 episodes or something, and then... I was like, yeah, I'll watch this another time kind of thing, and never got back to it, and then my subscription ran out, so... Okay, so let's get down to business. We'll go step by step for your first space mission. So this first stuff is quite... So the game is paused. We got the different speeds. We start in year 2020. We're in January. And let's just have a look. So we've got zoom in and out. Hold right click down to spin things around. Okay, so can we move these screens around? That's fail already, developers. Okay, so first contract is first orbit. We're ready for our big launch. To start off, we need to put our brand of new space telescope in low Earth orbit. It will let us look above and beyond, scout out suitable locations for future missions. We need to deliver a telescope from Earth directly to Earth orbit and observe the lunar, and we get 15k for this. Okay, so we've got the contract there. So on the right hand side we've got our menu systems. It looks like we've got, so if you click a planet, so if we click Earth, and as I say, I'm very new at this, so you have your facilities that are already on Earth, you have the resources which we already have on Earth, and because it's a planet and you can buy resources, you can even build a mine on Earth, but it's expensive to do because of licenses and people own land and stuff. So but shipping stuff from Earth to space is obviously reasonably expensive because you know, you've got to get it up through the atmosphere, and then these are the resources that are on the planet. So if we click on lunar, there'll be resources here and facilities, but because we haven't got anything checking what the resources are, I think there's silicon and water and a few other things, but we'll gain more of that when we do that. Then we have the spacecraft that we own, we have our launch vehicles, and we have our tech tree. So I'm going to do a bunch of stuff which we'll do all on pause. I need to look at the tech tree and get some stuff researching. So the object panel, it contains all the information. You can begin planning missions from here. Okay, so we can start building. So we've got an HQ, which is our center of operations and the head of the company, and it has a cost per month. We also have our vehicle assembly, otherwise known as a VAB or something. Allows construction of spacecraft and launch vehicles, and this is what they cost to run, upkeep and stuff. And if you're building more of them, we will build more of them. Then we've got an observatory, we've got solar arrays, we've got habitats, we've got a noble gas extractor. Now there's a little bit of noble gas on Earth, so we can get some of that getting us this because we need noble gas for our engine. It's important for electrical propulsion, it says. Soundman here could do with a slight reduction on the background music. Yes, I probably agree with that. Not loud, but with all the toilets. Go to that. We can do an early save. Okay, so we've got exploration, we've got mission planning, we've got missions underway, and we've got the tech tree. Now the tech tree, I think it costs us money to research stuff. It is quite a lot in the tech tree, and certain things will focus. Now, as I say, we're doing electrical propulsion, so we've got hall thrusters. So the next thing would be these magnetoplasma dynamic thrusters. Okay, but we're going to need lots of other things that are in other tech trees, general stuff for power. If it's too small for you to read, you'll need to let me know and I can zoom in, because we can zoom in fairly far to see the stuff. But yeah, I mean, you've got wind turbines, all that sort of stuff, various different launch facilities, launch vehicles, materials, mining, solar sails, spacecraft. So I think we need to start researching probably the Stratus, but we also need, I'm gonna research that so we can queue these up. That's going to take 56 days. And have a look. We're okay on that stuff at the top. Okay, so we've got the marketplace. So if it's earth and stuff, you can buy and sell some of the goods if you don't have it or don't mine it, etc. So there's a little bit of a market here. So we need to go now to our mission planner, I think. So there's a couple of ways to do it. You can type it in, but you can drag and drop stuff. So we need to put a so the destination is going to be Earth. So we can choose it from here. Earth orbit. We will call this Sat1. Okay. So we need to put this orbital payload container. I think that music could even go down a bit more. It's going to get annoying with back up. Okay. Where was I? I don't think we finished it, so I'll do it again. Okay, let's get down a bit. So we'll go step by step. We'll click on the Earth icon to open the object panel. This is the object panel. It contains information. You can begin planning missions here. Yeah, so we can build. We need to build the Iris, I believe. So this takes 2 tons of metal. It's going to take 20 tons of propellant and take 30 days to build. So that will go into the build queue. The launch vehicles, now at the moment we've only got one. We've got the Sparrow, which is a simple launch vehicle that can take up 150 tons is what it costs to launch it, and it can take 10 tons into space. Now this vehicle is only 2 tons with the RS, so that's fine. Then we go to the planned mission, we go back to here. Let's finish this off. Earth orbit. We were going to call it Sat1. Click next. So the payload is just the Iris. We're not. This time we don't necessarily need a sophisticated spacecraft to deliver our cargo to orbit, so let's just use the orbital payload container. Okay, so we do actually need that then. Add modules. Now this is the cargo screen. Click on an add module to add the telescope. So we click here and you can choose a list of things when you have them, but we're just doing the telescope. Okay. Launch vehicles are optimized for moving things from the surface to orbit, but they aren't capable of traveling to other planets. They primarily use for launching cargo and spacecraft from Earth service or other planets. That's fine. Now let me, because we can launch. I go back. I was thinking, we've got 8 tons spare, so I could actually put some stuff up in space. It just sort of keeps it there for later. We go back a sec. We add more of these. Maybe it's just because it's the tutorial, but sometimes you want to just send other stuff up. You want to use the cargo capacity that you have. So we've got a spare 8, but I don't think I can add anything else on this one. And we're going to use the Sparrow. Okay, and then we click OK. So that's done. Then we just wait for that to happen and pause the game. So let's speed up time and wait. Now it's time to use our new telescope. Let's have a look at the exploration panel. Okay, so we've got that up into space. I actually went a bit quick. I probably should have done the 1/5 speed. So what's this? 1/5, 1 speed, 2, 4, and 8. Okay, let's try observing Luna. So we need to observe Luna. That's the target. Okay. And that's it. Congratulations, the orbital telescope is now fully operational. A new task will arrive soon. So we just get a little bit of money for that. Okay, so now the next contract. You just looked up, there's 5 seasons. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, lots then. You've got quite a few seasons to still watch then. Yeah, I want to watch, I'll have to get Apple, even if it's just for a month or something, when Severance comes out. And the next... So Silo comes out in July, but I probably won't watch it live. I'll probably wait because I don't think Severance is out until next year, until early 27. But then if I can get it and then watch all of that and then all of the Silu and stuff and watch it all at the same time, I don't need to subscribe to it for too long. Okay, so our next contract is to explore Luna. We cannot hope to reach farther if we don't look at our closest neighborhood. It's time to spend a probe. Earth's companion. Prepare a spacecraft to deliver a probe. It will allow us to search for resource deposits on the surface. Construct a spacecraft Ares, and we need a probe, and then we need to get it to Luna. We'll get 150k. Cool. Just doing a couple of the simple starter stuff. So we need to go back to here. So we need to construct a spacecraft. Let's have a look at this research again. Where was the research? Here. That's the marketplace. Oh God, magnetic. Okay, let's have that off for the moment. That's a bit. Okay, so this is going to be lunar orbit, won't it? We're not going to the, so it'll be lunar orbit, and we will call this moon eyes 1. Okay, the spacecraft needs to be the Ares. I don't know whether we do we do it as Discovery or hang on. Actually doing a probe. I think it's still observe. So Luna. Hang on. I've got something going already. I'm lost already. Mission list. There's observatory busy. Guess it's discover then, isn't it? Destination Luna. Just there was something there and I just got rid of it. Mission planning. So it's got to be Earth. Destination Luna. I'll call it Luna 1. Okay, spacecraft, our vehicles designed. Yeah. So we need to use an Aris. I don't think I'm meant to be doing this. I think I'm meant to be widening on time. Where is it I build the probes and stuff? I'm not constructing anything though, so I don't really want to wind it on. Just a bit here. Not building anything. We're already so. Where was the contract? That's mission planning, but there's a building screen somewhere that I'm... Right, I have to click the planet. Okay, so I need to build another iris. This is what we need. Right. Now I'm going to build. This is going to spend. So I want to build more fabs so we can build more spacecraft at the same time. We need to build a probe, so I can do that. So vehicle assembly. Okay, so this is going to cost me 200 tons of alloys. Yeah, so they appear in grey here. I want to build another vehicle assembly, possibly even another one. I want to build gonna need a crew compartment soon for the next mission. Got a probe being built. Do on the planet, so I'm gonna build yeah, they can't be built until the construction equipment is created. fine. Got a launch pad. I could build another one, but I think that's fine. Okay, so we've got an Iris being built. I'm also going to build. I know I'm going to build a crew compartment at the end of that queue. Okay, so now we can just go on a bit. I was trying to get to this bit, this screen and stuff, but it's getting to it and you have to click on the planet. Because I want to build more spacecraft, but we're researching spacecraft. Yeah, so we're researching the Stratos, which this thing will have a lot more lift space, and it can and we can carry more expanded cargo bays. I think we also need the Hermes is, I think, the thing we want to build. I've just constructed something for the first time. I'm going to keep it on slow for the moment while I'm... So the Hermes, I think, is the thing we're going to build in space, not on Earth, because that will be having our electric engines. Terraforming we don't need now. Planetary habitats we don't need yet. 8 months, 12 days for solar sails. We can do that probably later. Mining materials, space alloys. Going to allow for alloy smelting, but again, I think we're going to want that once we are doing mines on other planets. Okay, so we've got the probe built. Press and hold the left mouse button to move it. And we're going to drop it on the moon. We're leaving Earth's orbit. We need a spacecraft. Select Iris. Make sure the probe is selected. We want to search Luna for resources, so the probe is selected. Thing is, we can take 17 tons up to space. I'm going to say this is what I want to do. I want to send some stuff up into space. I think it's a cargo capacity. I don't know if this includes... Let's just try. If I want to put 50 tons. 5 tons. Yeah, the cargo capacity is not going to cover it, so we can't really use this. We'd have to add a... I might be able to add a... I need a cargo. Have we not got a cargo? Not an option. Maybe we haven't built. I can't believe they designed this again without being able to move windows. Imagine we've got to... I'm just trying to do other stuff than just the mission because you can be much more effective. Just have a look. Close that. Don't have an option. Vehicle. Right, so we're going to need to use, I think, the Eagle. So the Falcon is reusable, but it costs 400 tons of fuel to launch it. Eagle is only 3 kilotons. Oh, that's what's the difference between kilotons and... There's a kiloton's 1,000, so that's 3,000 tons, I guess, and that's 400. Reading that right? I think we'll for what we're doing for the mission, we'll use a Sparrow. Single use. So I think we need to build a Sparrow. Well, actually, we've already got Sparrow. I'm gonna do up an Eagle. How do we build extra cargo modules? Look at research. How do we get to research again? I don't know if we've got this spare. Isn't this the one that's looking at the moon? It may be that I've got to build these construction equipments first before it appears. How do I get back to research again? Picked it before. That, isn't it? Their launch vehicle. The spacecraft are not launch vehicles. This doesn't say. Like, if I wanted to build a Selene, only 5 months to do that one. This one we're already working on. This does say it's got expanded cargo bays. Standard cargo bays 4 and Nike. That's fusion propulsion though. Nuclear propulsion. The Hermes needs a Stratos. I think this is... I'm going to add that to the queue. Research requires one previous research to be completed first. Oh, okay, we've got to finish this first then. I think it's nearly done though. Okay, let's just find that on a bit. And we'll plan this mission again. So we're going to Luna. I don't know if we're going to lunar orbit or lunar. So we've got the aircraft, we've got them probe, and then we need to deliver. Let me just say, with your destination, we can plan the rest of the mission. Name it. We use the ARIS. Add modules. Add the probe. Launch vehicle. The Sparrow. Okay, I guess we just get this one done. So that's going to be February, so that's launching now basically. There it goes. Just researched the Stratos. It's a big research thing there, but when you're researching something, it changes the symbol to say so. Okay. So got that mission done. Okay, so the next contract is it's time for a ground return to the moon. Let's construct our most powerful launch vehicle and a spacecraft capable of bringing crew to the moon and back. We might not be the first humans there, but we will make sure to be the ones that are remembered. So we need to research the Stratos, which I'd already done. Construct the Stratos. So which we've only just unlocked, so we'll do that now. Okay. Oh, that's 2 Stratos. Don't need to do that at the moment. Okay, so that will get constructed. And then we need to deliver the crew with the pod. Now I'm having this built. We've already got it built because I did queue that up. I knew that was coming. And then bring the crew back within 10 days. Okay, so yeah, we're building. Once I build more fabs and stuff, you can actually launch more stuff at the same time and get more efficient with stuff. But I think we're okay. I just need to let this then. The Aris is constructed. We did another one of those. We found metal on Luna. Good. Also, I think we can favorite certain planets, and I probably let's just pause it a sec. How do we do that again? Want to favorite Mars. I don't know. Is that actually favoritism? Favoriting them? I don't think it is. Click that, does nothing. Okay, how long is this Stratus going to take? $180 days. The others are going to get to the moon before us. partly because they have better stuff to start with for launching stuff into space than we do, but okay, we're finding out about some resources on Mars. Let's just pause that a sec. We go to Mars. We found that there's some metals there. There's going to be a lot more there than that, but drag the spacecraft to reorder it. I think we're building this first, aren't we? I mean, the Eagle I want to use because that's 800 tons compared to 100 for the Stratos, so we'll need that. That's the tooltip. You should know how to do it yourself by now. Good luck. Cheers. It's not got a colour though, so I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're doing the Eagle, but this is going to be done in 20 days, so I don't know. Well, we could use the Eagle, but I don't think for this mission that's best. The Eagle I'm going to use to launch a lot of my oxygen on Mars. So I'm going to build, like on here, orbital construction. I'm going to want I'm going to do 2. These are the resource deposits, but I'm not sure what I've got. How are we doing on money? We're fine on money. How much was this mission pay? So we're going to get 2.2 million when we get this done. That's good. And we got the things spinning around. So have I got this mission? You just check. Have I got this mission planned out? We have. We have. Oh no, actually, hang on. Okay, so on the moon, by the way, on the moon, so we've got helium-3. 400 kilotons. We've got 5 kilotons of metal. We've got 6 megatons. I need to look up my kilotons and megatons. We've got silicon. We've got 20 megatons of silicon. So some of them, so this is, it says underground, and this is solid. So these are easier to get, and these are more difficult to get if they're underground and stuff. So there's some nuclear fissiles, radioactive elements capable of sustaining nuclear fission. Then we've got 72 kilotons of water underground, and even harder to get 3 megatons underground on the moon. Right, but I didn't plan this mission, did I? Because if I look at missions, this one was for the probe, so we still need to we need to... I'm getting confused by this bit at the top. It's a search, it's not right. So it's this one, mission planning, right? So we're going from Earth and we're going to Lunar. Okay, we're going to call this I'll keep them simple. So we've got Moon Landing 1. Moon Landing 1. We'll use the Stratus when it's built. Add a module. We need to add the crew compartment. Now we've got some spare cargo capacity. So I think we can take up to the moon and leave it there quite a bunch of stuff. So we want to take some noble gas. It's defaulted to 90 tons. I don't know. That's what I've got. Gonna take some fuel. I don't understand this. That's 10 tons. Let's change this to 25 tons. So that's 25 tons. So we've still got 40 tons of cargo. We're well under the add resources. Polymers, let's do 25 tons. If you don't have enough of this, you can buy more. Okay, maybe 15 tons of electronics. Okay, so that it's, even though we're taking people, we're going to leave those resources up there on the moon. Okay, the launch vehicle we've already chosen, didn't we? We chose the Stratus. Oh no, the Stratus is the spacecraft. The launch vehicle's going to have to be the Eagle then. It's going to cost quite a bit. Supplies represent food, oxygen, water and other necessities. They can be made on farms or purchased from Earth. They're required by humans. Yeah, so we've got supplies. Don't know if we need to take a year's worth. I mean, they're going up there and then they're coming back within 10 days, so let's take 6 months, and we probably can leave most of that up there from what I've seen. Okay, so that's now planned for December. Months away. Okay, I'll get a little bit more used to this once I get a bit more used to the UI. I'll get a little bit confused between spacecraft and launch vehicles. The spacecraft are obviously the stuff you use in space and the landers and things like that, and the launch craft are things that you use from Earth to get it up. Let's say the plan is we're going to get these orbital constructions so that we can build stuff in space, and then it's going to be much more efficient. We won't need to be launching stuff from Earth. We can build a spaceship in space to then branch out and go to Mars. Now Mars, we're already finding, so we've found carbon dioxide, we've found metals, oxygen, and we're going to continue to keep finding stuff. What we can do though, we can maybe even plan it in. I could I want to stop the current work of the observatory. I don't. What is the current work of the observatory? It was doing the moon, wasn't it? Right. I haven't got the next tech. Expanded cargo bays. This is. I definitely want that. Let's do that. 2 years, 4 months. That's a long time. I'm going to do the Selene, and I'm going to do Hermes. Both of those are like, now we can queue them up now that we've done the first one. A bit weird, like the first one it wouldn't let you. And I'll put that in. So this spacecraft, I think, is something we want. This Athena. Going to be pretty good as an advanced electric spacecraft. Biotech. The biotech's 3 months, so move that up. I'm going to keep moving this down, aren't I, with a few. Don't know how many you can queue up, but terraforming is 8 months. Regolith shield 3 years. 3D printing. Base farming is a year. Bio a year and a bit. Both year 7 months. So the fusion stuff I don't need to really focus on. That's nuclear. I'm going to stick with electric. Solar cells. I think I'm going to put in. Only 8 months. Space alloys. 1 year, 3 months. That in the queue. Fusion theory. This stuff up here. Remote power transfer. 2 years. Geothermal. 5 months. That could be quite good. We're going to need that. Wind turbine. Both of those in. Clear power. Electric. I'm going to put that in the queue because we want that at some point, but it can go at the end. Okay. Got that going. Right, I'll do mining off some of the asteroids. We're gonna want to focus a little bit on Noble. Is it Noble? Noble stuff. This stuff. Noble gas. If I wanted to buy 200 tons, it's going to cost me 420k. I guess it would prompt me if I don't have enough of it. Right, so when were we launching this thing? Right, orbital construction is completed. That's it. Now these, it says, are we actually building this? It says why they're red, because I know you can have multiples of. Or maybe you can't. It says one of one is enabled. Maybe it's thought you could build more than one of these, unless it's anything in the tech tree that deals with building. Bit weird how to move this. I moved the mic away there. I didn't look at the stuff down here. Robotics, 3 years, 7 years, well, 8 months. Put it in the queue. Not these early ones. At the bottom. The bottom. I can't see anything that would particularly allow us to build. I thought we could build I'm a little bit confused now. Is this mission scheduled? Right, December 21. Okay, so we're about a month away then. Okay, I just wanted to make sure it was still... Get to December. Okay, so it's launching now. Stratos constructed. Okay, moon landing 1 is off and away. Okay, spacecraft arrived at Luna. Okay, now we need to bring them back. Touchdown, our crew successfully landed on Luna. We aren't prepared for a long-term stay yet. You should send the crew back to Earth before the supplies run out. Open the Lunar object panel. Okay. Now begin planning a return trip. So we click plan missions. Okay, so Luna. So then we want to put in Earth. Okay, we'll call it Earth 1. It's going to be the Stratus. We're going to add the crew module again. And then we don't need... Oh no, so that's number of crew, so we want all the crew back. Okay. Launch vehicle Stratos engines are powerful enough to escape Lunar's weak gravity, so we don't need a launch vehicle. Yeah, so some planets you're going to need that if they've got atmospheres, and the others you won't need it. So, okay, spacecraft propellant. And so the supplies are 5 months, so they're not going to need 5 months. I'm going to take 2 months, and that means we'll leave some supplies on Earth, on the moon. Okay. Okay, and this is planned for December 31st. There we go. And they've come back. Great. 2.2 million. Okay, that's good. That's made us some money back. Lunar landing. Crew successfully landed back with no issues. The news is already talking about this. We made history today. It's been decades since anybody achieved it. We unlocked contracts to Mars, and we unlocked contract space dock. Okay, so the space dock I definitely want to do. The Mars one's going to pay us 1.2. I mean, we're going to do both of these, and that's 1.6. Having to launch our spacecraft from the surface severely limits our designs. A way to construct them directly in orbits to allow spacecraft specialized exclusively or navigating from orbit to orbit. So delivered the orbital construction directly to Earth orbit. So yeah, we've got these. We've got these going. So I'll do Earth orbit. And what's calling it 6? Let's just call it Earth orbit 2. We will use the Stratus, I think. It's 100 tons, and then we will add the space dock thing, orbital construction, which I've already built 2 of. That's 50 tons. Okay, and then also I'm going to put stuff up into orbit around Earth. So again, right, add resources. So I'm going to put 15 tons of fuel. I'm going to do don't have any noble gas. I go to here at the same time. Right, I don't need to buy. Set the amount. No, I don't want that. Let's see. So I want, I don't know, let's say 200 tons, 400k. Okay, so now I should have that on my list. I do. Because that's going to be fuel. We're going to probably want. Let me do 5 tons of fuel. I'm going to do 25 tons of noble gas. How much have we got? We've got 20 tons. I'm going to need probably alloys, and so we're going to be needing some of this stuff to build a ship. Now I don't think I can bring this up at the same time. Yeah. Because I was going to have a look what that other ship was. Let's do 10 tons of that. I'm just going to have to guess, and we'll do 10 tons of electronics. So I'm sending this thing up. Okay, and then this is 81 days. I'll probably need to build another Eagle. In fact, I definitely need to build another Eagle, because we're going to have problems otherwise. So 800 tons, 42 tons. So Eagles are super heavy. I'm just wondering, maybe I should build a Falcon. 45 days. Let's build a Falcon. Oh, it says I can't do it. I build a... Okay, it won't let me build anything at the moment. Probably because we were in the middle of that. Let me just see if I can build a Falcon now. Yeah, I'm going to build a Falcon. I'm also going to build another Eagle. I'm going to need them. It's going to take a bit of money and resources. And we might need another Stratos as well. Now this thing I got given free when we so it's an exploration aircraft, electric, so I'm actually going to build one of those so we can send it exploring. Jupiter's a long way out, isn't it? Right, I think so let me just think, because did I get this space dock mission planned properly? Yeah, can I rename this? Yes, we could. I'm going to call this space dock, just so I know what it's trying to do. Space dock 1. Okay, because we can probably get this going at the same time. So Luna was only the beginner. Next stop will be the greater one. The red planet awaits. We need to construct a launch vehicle, the Falcon. I think we're already doing that, aren't we? We are. Construct a probe, so I'm going to need another probe. Let's take this out at the moment. That's not being built. Let's take that out. So let's build probe. Where's the probe gone? I need to start queuing up some of these as well. I'm going to build... These don't cost one. I'm going to build 3 probes so that we've got some stock of them. I've got another orbital construction we were going to do. That mean I've got two. I've got 3 compartments. So I need to start thinking about getting mining. Like, I haven't played this game before, but it's like you can preempt some of the stuff you're going to need and get it queued up. So we're going to want mining modules and refineries and stuff. So I'm going to build a couple of those. Buy them. So it does default with a... We're already out of... 36k, that's fine. I thought I could have more than these fabs though, but it does say 1 of 1. If I try and build that again, is it red? It does go red. I'll leave it at the end. We can only build so much at the time. So yeah, the Falcon's being built. We're getting a probe built, and then we need to get that over to Mars. So we will do that. Both of these are going to be going at the same time. Right, I'm going to make my sandwich. What's going to get built first? So the Falcon is being built, which is what we want. And then it will probably be these before the other Eagle. I can start to plan this Mars one, can I? So this will be Earth to Mars. We'll call it Mars 1. It's going to use Stratos, I think. Or no, actually it can use the Aris. Just carrying the probe. Carrying a probe. And it's going to use the Falcon when it's built. An optimal transfer between planets uses the least amount of propellant but takes the longest time. Such transfers may only be possible over a few months or years depending on the alignment of your planets. You can shorten the transfer time, but that requires significantly more propellant, or using the fastest option selects the transfer that will reach the destination the soonest. Based on your current total propellant, you can also choose a different transfer time. Okay, so I move the slider around and it does what? Okay. I'm just going to do optimal. Okay, so that will go off in July 2022 and arrive in June 23. I do fastest, it's February 23 to June. Total propellant 209 tons, optimal 210 tons. Well, that's not. Let's choose fastest then. Okay, that is planned in as well. Oh, I'm liking that. And water on Mars. So these things are getting built. Research is getting done. The saline is... What I was gonna look at was... is this, yeah, because we need to build the Hermes. I've got it plugged in. The Hermes, but I don't want to build it on Earth. I want to build it in space. But I want to do it. I think Celine just completed. I want to do it in space. We're now researching the Hermes. That's 11 months. Okay, so yeah, so we've got both of these planned in. So this is going to be happening in 20 days or something. You take some of those. So that's going to be pretty soon. And then this one. Hang on. Mars one is going to be July, but not until another year from now. So it's fine. We're going to get the space dock up and away. Spacecraft Earth has arrived. Space Dock 1. Okay. So, let's have a look. So we should be able to build... Right, here's Space Dock, so we need to click on that. Spacecraft. So yeah, we'll have to ship up any materials we're short of, but I have got some in space now. But we need alloys, rare metals, put some... The launch vehicle will probably be this new one when it gets going. Ah, I just noticed. So this contract is actually... Yeah, so we need to deliver this stuff. Space dock and space. Now, I already did some of this, but... Oh yeah, it counts. Oh look, deliver 25 tons, 10 is already done, so that did count. And then construct the orbital shipyard. So, okay, right, I need another 140 ton alloys. Okay, we need to... Well, I don't know. Does it say what I've got? This is not what I've got, I don't think. It's what's on. Right, so let me jot this down. So I need 140 tons of alloys. Then I need 50 tons of polymer. I need another 15 tons of electronics. And then that will allow us to build the orbital space yard. So if I go then to a mission, sorry, a mission planner, I need Earth and I need to do, okay, so that I've got to choose the right thing. So I've called it Space Dock 1. If I called it that, Space Dock 1. So that naming conventions, Space Dock 1, Space Dock Delivery 1. So at the moment this thing can only carry 100 tons, so we'd have to do 2 trips. Yeah, I don't have any alloys, so we've got to so I need 140 tons. Hey, Flame. Just wondering whether to do. I haven't really looked whether the price. Sometimes it flashes up things at a good price. Should be buying them, but let's get that. I'm not quite sure what I have and what I've. Right, we just bought that, didn't we? So where is it? Why isn't it there? There's an alloys listed. Just bought it. These are the resources available for extraction. They're not what I have. I don't know if there's a list somewhere of what I've got. Can't see it. What's this game about? It's a space exploration management game. So it's mostly an economic slash resource. I mean, it does get quite in depth in that because, you know, I mean, I'm just struggling to get stuff to the moon or Mars at the moment. But you can actually do stuff not only in the solar system but in other star systems, and once you get into planetary travel craft and stuff. So I've just built a space dock, and we're just looking at getting materials up to the space dock to build a shipyard. But you have to build the spacecraft and the launch craft, and once I've got a space dock, once I've got an orbital shipyard, it's more efficient because then you're not sending stuff up from the Earth, but you've also got resources, so you need to do mining on other planets and stuff. So, but yeah, it's a management game. What did I call it in my setting? But it's got some realistic space physics that you're not having to do. It sort of does it automatically and stuff. So, you know, it's got a little bit of Kerbal Space Program in there. You know, in Kerbal Space Program, you'd have a tech tree and missions and gain money. So it's like that, but you're not building the spacecraft or flying the actual missions yourself, doing retrogrades and stuff. That's sort of done for you. But doing the missions and dealing with it. But it's the first time I've played it, so I'm a little bit new on the old UI and controls. So I've got polymers and electronics, I know I have, but if we go back to mission planning, I don't think it doesn't keep. If I came out of it, it doesn't keep it. I need to go back. So if I go, I'm going to Space Dock 1. It's just going to be Space Dock Delivery 1. I'm going to have to use this. It's the only thing I've got for 100 tons. If I don't have it, it won't be listed here, but I've just gone and bought. I thought I bought the alloys, and they're not listed. Let's just go. Maybe I didn't. Right, so I want 140 tons. But, I mean, it doesn't matter if I buy it twice, but I'm definitely clicking yes. Or it does come up now, maybe. Right, so I can't take 150. Not yet, so I'll have to put 100 tons in, do next. And the launch vehicle, I will do. We just need a couple Eagles that are they're reusable, but they're not. Let me just have a look. We're lifting. I haven't built a Hawk yet. This is not reusable though, so we're using the Falcon. I did build a Falcon, but we're using the Falcon to do the stuff to Mars. That's a cost, but its capacity to low Earth orbit is 42. So I'm going to have to do an Eagle, but obviously we'll have to wait till it's available. Be fine. Okay. and then we'll need another 40 tons. And then the other stuff just needs to go to space. Well, actually, it's all going to space dock 1. So, I mean, if I've got more spacecrafts, we can do more at the same time, but we don't. So this will be another mission to Space Dock 1. It can be Space Dock Delivery 2. And it's going to have to be another Stratos. Right, and then this one, we need 50k of polymer, which is now not listed. It was listed. $15 tons of electronics, so right. Looks like I use the polymer to build. So polymer, I need to buy 50 tons. Let's buy 100 tons. And then I can put 50 going up. Okay. And then I need, well, I've got 100 going up and I've got 10, so it's 100, so I need 40 more. Alloys. How much more do I need? 100's going up. I've got 10 up there already, so I need 30 more. Let's just do 30 then. And then here we go. And that's 95 tons. So that then completes everything. And 2 rockets. Okay. We think. Yeah, there's quite a tech tree in this, so we've already got a whole bunch of stuff. So this is, so I've chosen ESA. ESA has a focus on electric engines, so we're doing the Stratos, the Hermes, and the Athena as our spacecraft. But yeah, there's mining and alloys, because also you can. So, I mean, the game allows you to play hundreds of years of in-game time, so you can colonize other planets and terraform them and stuff. So, yeah, there's a tech tree to do all of that. We've got the Hermes plugged in, then we've got some biotech, solar cells, space alloys, a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm doing it a little bit slow at the moment, as I say, because I'm not first time playing the UI and stuff. But essentially, once we get this space dock done, then we won't spend as much fuel You know, and then you just keep sort of expanding. You know, there's asteroids in this as well, so you've got asteroids that have got resources on them. So yeah, everything in the system is explorable and essentially mining, and you can set up sort of bases and stuff. You don't actually build the base or anything, but you can put people on planets and stuff as long as you've got habitats and stuff. So as I say, that's all stuff locked away at the moment. I haven't done any of that. So let's just have a look at the missions again then. So the Mars one is going to be July 22, so that's a year away. And the Earth space dot. I don't. Why is the other mission not listed there? Maybe because we haven't got. So that the 100 tons is going up. That's going up. Quite well. In about 7-8 months game time. Right, I'm gonna make a quick sandwich. Get a drink. Noble gas on Mars. So yeah, we're finding all these resources on Mars. I don't know how far the contracts will go, but certainly at the moment we're just sending a probe to Mars, then we're going to colonize it and then probably terraform it and stuff. I just did this other mission though to that was the first one we did up. It's not listed as a scheduled mission. Did I not finish it off, or was it because the spacecraft wasn't available? I'm unsure. We might need to do it again, but orbital construction, so we're building these things on Earth and building some mining modules and refining modules, because we'll need to probably get those off to Mars. But there's is it 5 nations? So when you choose the game, you can either be it's called Solar X, so it's either SpaceX, NASA, ESA, the Chinese, or the Russians, and each of them has a slightly different starting focus in their tech tree, either based on the fuel types they're using. So like NASA's using like nuclear engines. The Chinese have got bonuses in mining. The Russians was food farming. ESA was the electronics. I can't remember. SpaceX had, well, reusable craft and something else. I mean, you can do all of that within the tech tree, but each of the nations has a bonus. You can turn them on or off, but I've got all the others. You don't sort of fight with them or anything, but they compete financially for some of the contracts. But we've got all the other nations turned on. So we can see NASA's building an Eagle and a Stratos. Solex. But yeah, otherwise I'm finding out everything first time myself. Right, I'm going to leave it on that slow speed for a minute because I'm not going to be gone long. I'm just going to be gone 2 minutes. I need to just make myself a quick sandwich, grab a drink for lunch. So I'm just going to sort of play through, and hopefully nothing will go too wrong. In fact, we didn't put a save in. I don't think we're too. I think I can put a manual save in. Save game. And it's just got the date, isn't it, by default? So that'll be fine. Probably a good idea in case. But you can. Like one thing somebody talked about is you can grab hold of asteroids and steer them into planets. Now you can steer them into your own planet to provide you metals and minerals. You can steer them into the other nations' planets to mess about with them a bit. So there's no like combat or fighting between the nations and stuff. It's resource and discovery management game, but you can apparently smash an asteroid into, so if they set up something on Venus and you think, well, I want to take out the Chinese or something, they're mining on Venus, you can apparently send an asteroid that way. I don't know if you're still there boxing, but when's the World Cup starts tonight, isn't it? Always used to be Fridays, but I think with all these extra teams. But is it Mexico v somebody tonight? I guess they'll be doing a opening ceremony. Mexico and South Africa, I think it is. The ceremony starts at 6:15. All right, I might have to try and catch that then. I think the match is 8 o'clock our time. Right, so I don't think we've... So this thing is going to be... Clicking the wrong things. January 22, so 2 months. Okay. This one going. I did plan another one, but I'll say I don't know why it's not in there, but we had some other stuff. Electric engines. Electric engines utilize magnetic forces to accelerate noble gas, just argon or xenon. They're much more efficient than chemical engines. They're far weaker and thus unable to start from planets and moons without launch vehicles, and consume much rarer noble gas. These things here, these facilities, I was thinking, because these, I think we need these on the Earth, don't we, a little bit to produce. It costs quite a bit to build them. I'm not sure if we do those to mine here or whether we're just gonna... I mean, I need to build them anyway, because even if we have to take them to another planet, ideally you would build you'd build some of this stuff on a planet rather than take it there. So these construction things. Right, have we delivered that stuff then? Because it now says we just need 40 tons. It has, did it? Right, I'm gonna... Because we did a mission, didn't we? It was called SDD2. The mission name. That was the first stuff we took up, which was just... And then that was the 100 tons, so... I think the mission didn't get done because... Anyway, let's try it again then. So this will be going to Space Dock 1. I'll call it SDD3. Didn't have a spare aircraft, spacecraft when we did it, so that might have caused the problem. So I bought a few beers and ciders to have with the World Cups. I don't really drink, especially at home, but I do like some. But often, like the weather would be sunny, the match would be on in the afternoon. A lot of these matches are going to be like 11 o'clock at night, midnight. I'm not really going to be wanting to have a beer or something at midnight. Let me just bring up the scheduling, because I can't help but think it's kind of ironic. America are getting a lot of flack for not letting some people in the country, and nobody really knows the circumstances and whether somebody's really. I mean, obviously, if they had information on somebody that was chatting on about Telegram and about doing something, then fair enough. But it's kind of ironic because, like, America's got so many guns and weapons. Most of all the shootings, school shooting, you know, most of all those are Americans with guns. So the biggest threat is probably some wacko bunch of people shooting up a load of football fans. But they've got to change the fixtures to click it a day at a time. Like tomorrow, the earliest game is 8 o'clock at night. And then there's one at 11 o'clock and one at 3 o'clock. The Germany game on Sundays at 6 o'clock though. But timings are all over the place, man. Because it's Canada and Mexico and USA, which can be East Coast, West Coast. Monday, Spain. The Spain match against Cape Verde is at 5 o'clock. That's not so bad. Crazy. Right, so we'll choose that rocket. And we need to add resource. We might not use this, so I need... Did we say we did do this once already? So polymers, we need 50 tons. And then electronics, we need 15. But we also need alloys. And we need... I need 40 tons. We haven't got it. That's actually going to put us over. Oh, which means I have to do another flight. Right, 15, 50. Don't have any other aircraft. So we've built this. Sorry, we've unresearched this. This can only be built in a shipyard, which we can't do. What's the carry weight? 20 tons, 10 tons. I could send up an ISIS or something just for the ISIS. Iris for we're going to have like 5-10 tons short, aren't we? Oh well. Sure, I clicked this already, you see. Yeah, it's in there now. When's that scheduled to go? October. Okay. That's still before the Mars one isn't going till... Oh, hang on. That already on its way. No, there's actually nothing ongoing. It's July, is it? Okay. Don't send ISIS on there. Oh dear. Let's send ISIS to the space dock. No, no. So it has built a vehicle assembly. Yeah, so you can have more than one then. I mean, it said 1 and 1, 2 or 2. So I probably want a third as well. Well, the guy on the video I watched did 3, but because when you're building these things like the spacecraft, the launch vehicles, I mean, but I don't know, I might stick with 2. Right. Why is that not putting the date on there now? Yeah. That's October. And this is July, so this should be going up now. Yeah, here it goes. A little ESA symbol. Oh God, are the Russians and the Chinese I think they're going to Mars as well. I did choose the fastest route, so maybe we'll beat them there. Let's see what happens. Oh God, now I've gone and changed the camera. I was thinking, oh, we're winning. And now I've changed the camera angle and it looks like we're losing. I don't think they're not getting there till, I don't know what they are, whether they're probes or, it says here we're going to get to Mars in February. We did a 6th month, but here's Mars on our right. This is a good way to, like, you know, I know it's in Kerbal Space, you know, when you think of the, you know, it's not just like, oh, you head off in that direction and stuff. You've got to get all these orbital things right to, you know, so when you're launching a spacecraft, so people just think, oh, remember some girl was on like, oh, why are we going to the moon? We've been to the moon before or something. It was just like, Jesus Christ, it's not like nipping down Tesco's. But even going to the moon, you've got to, you know, especially with new tech and stuff. And there was a new capsule, new design, new everything. You know, because you got to know where the object's going to be ahead of time, to then go and meet it. So we've just researched the solar sails. Unlike other spacecraft, solar sails do not expel propellant. Their lightweight construction, large reflective surface allow them to move a minuscule pressure of sunlight to slowly change their orbit. This means they do not require refueling, but they can take the slowest path between objects. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe taking some people on a module or something to, you know, it's going to be a cheap way to get some stuff moved about. Deimos and Phobos. You're going to get to learn your planet names and stuff in this game. One sec, although we're imminently about that. So this is... How do I actually get that built then? House construction. So we've got all the materials up there now. So do I... Look, that's the solar sail, Daedalus. It's not listed in spacecraft. In there, plan missions. Oh, that's the resources I've got. I had them hidden. How do I construct that then? We put up the space dock. Orbital construction directly to space dock. We sent an orbital construction up there. I think we have to... We don't click Earth, do we? I need to click... I need to click space dock. And then build... No. No, that's Earth. Right, facilities and modules. So I've got orbital construction already. Right, so I click this then. None of that is... Because we sent that up already, so I've got the construction tool to make it. Oh, hang on. We still got the 5 short, haven't we? That's what it is. We haven't got the materials. That's right. Before I go on with the other one then, I need to do another mission. Okay. Do space dock 1. The SDD 4. And I can use this, I think. Add resources. And we can add alloys. And we need to just send up 5 tons. I wish I could see my resources at the... Because when you're in the mission planner, you can't click on... You can click on buying, trading, but I can't click on... Because I'm thinking, well, I might as well send up more, because we're going to be building other stuff. I don't know how much more how can be good enough for that. Bit of inefficient not sending up more cargo. It only does 42 tons. So I need to buy more stuff again. I think the metals we need to take up, don't we? Right, let's take up 15 metal. Okay, let's go back to Mars 1, which is about to rendezvous with Mars. Thing just has a probe on it, but we are going to get, I'm sure it was it more than that originally? 1.2, 0.6, no, maybe they were the same, but okay. Aerobrake maneuver and soft landing went off without a hitch. We're receiving our first photos of the red planet. Great job, everyone. We'll have wealth of information resources we can find on the planet. And unlock gravitational slingshots. Okay, nice. So we now need to plan for a human landing on Mars and gravitational slingshot. Plan a mission with Selene to Jupiter. My god. Immediately plan the mission using gravity assist. Okay, let's see if we can plan that one then. So this will be Earth. How much money is this one going to give us? 200k, is that all? Holy cow. This is going to be more, though, isn't it? 5.5 million. Okay, so this will be Earth, and it will be going to Jupiter. Cannot deploy crew. Well, we're not doing crew, are we? I've got to do Jupiter orbit, that's right. Jupiter orbit. And right, so the Selene we need to build. Have to pay money for that. Are we sending up a module? And I'd quite like to send a probe, to be honest. But it doesn't say it. Oh, it does say loaded with a probe. So okay. And we're gonna choose the Falcon again. When it's ready. Okay, and then mission length 2 years, 9 months. Optimal 2 years, 10 months. 10 months. The difference in fuel, I mean 9.9 tons, 9.4 tons, but the propellant, because getting up out, that stays the same. I think I'll just do fastest again then. Okay, so that's planned in. Right, now we need to plan in Earth. To Mars. Okay, I'm going to call this Mars landing 1. We'll have to use the Stratos. So we've got. It will have to have a compartment. But again, we can send up more stuff. 90 tons to play with. Now some of these resources we can send up, but I'm thinking of sending up a mobile module. 15 tons. Get rid of the resources. A refinery. Construction tools. How much is that? It's 55 tons. We can add another mining module. And we can add, I don't know if we can add all these. So 2 mining modules, 2 mobile refineries, and a construction thing. That takes me to 95 tons. And then, I don't know, can we take up 5 tons of water? We'll use the Eagle for that. Not much difference really on the propellant. Okay. Cracked open one of my ciders, so if I get drunk, you'll soon know. Right. Okay, so we've got Jupiter orbit planned in, we've got the Mars planned in, but have we not sent this 5 tons up? Because again, why isn't it in scheduled? No, it is up there, like 170. Okay, so we should be able to construct that now then. Right, let's go back to Earth. Space dock. Here we go. Here we go. So now we got the because we've lifted these, so we do orbital shipyard accept, and then that starts building it. 150 days. Lovely, and we get another 1.6 million for that. Okay. What I'd quite like with the UI is this thing here. Where is it? This thing. The schedule missions. I would quite like a tape. Like the first, like a visual. So if I was the devs, I would say you'd have a tape at the top or near the top that shows, I mean, it could either show all missions in a long tape or all the way across the screen, or you could just have the 3, like the next 3 missions, but have them in order that whenever they're launched with a date. So it will say Jupiter orbit, and it will say 83 days, and then, you know, Mars, you know, 102 days or something. So you haven't got to keep clicking these things to find them. I think that would be good. But anyway, we don't have that. So if we look at the mission list, let's close that. We've got the Jupiter thing is always. Right, so that's the Mars one. The Mars landing is not taking off till August 24. That's basically a year away and a few months. And the Jupiter one is this year, and it's in April, so it's really quite soon. That one's going to take off on the 14th of April. So let's just get to like the 13th, 12th of April, something, and then right, here we go. So this is now going to launch. Goes. So, but that's not going to get to until February 24. And this one won't arrive until 25. Okay, cool. Right, now that space dock is built. Or is it built? It's not built. Let's click it. 77 days. So that's going to get built, and then we're going to get how much money we're going to get. We're getting 1.6 mil, and then I can start building that new spaceship. Researching space alloys. Oh, what did you say the box in? You're still chuckling at the idea of sending it to the moon. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take all the terrorists and send them into space. Carbon found on Ceres. So I quite like to get... I think what I do need to do, if we click on Earth, is build a lot more mining modules. Well, a bunch more, because we're gonna use those. We could maybe do something. I don't need to just follow these contracts. I can do stuff. So we maybe should do a little side project as well. It's a bit confusing because essentially you can do it. If we said we wanted water, although I have got 48 tons of water, let's maybe not choose water. Let's have a look. I mean, it doesn't mean these asteroids just have water. They have... We don't have anything, but we're getting some things scanned. Let's have a look. That's got... I'll tell you what I do need though, with things that we're buying. So I need noble gas and alloys and stuff. So have we got any of that in space? What is... Well, so this stuff is silicon. Like heavy... What's this stuff? Rare metals. So heavy's got rare metals. We don't really have anything. Alice. I mean, Mars has got noble gas, so we're on our Mars thing. We're sending some refineries and stuff, aren't we? So hopefully, I think I've got 2 refineries and 2, so we could probably do something like water and noble gas. It's not very much here though. It's 50 KT underground. But let's say we wanted to do something at heavy. I can do... This might be a bad idea, but we could go Earth. Well, actually, maybe we can do it from the space dock now. Well, it's not built, is it? I should wait because we can build... I think we can build it up there, but I'm going to need resources moving up there. But essentially I could do Earth and then I could put Hebe and say so I could plan this as a hypothetical so it won't happen. Let's check it and say, well, we're gonna do so the RS is 2-ton cargo, so we can get a probe up there, although we kind of know. And then Selene is 5-ton. Helen is half of RS electric. It's going to use some of that fuel. So if I said Selene and we wanted to put a mining module up there, that's not going to work because it's 5 tons. Okay, so if we go back and said we'll use a Stratus then, and then a mining module. Don't know. I mean, there is water up here as well. Let's just say we do one. I need a refinery, but I don't think I've got a refinery. No, maybe 800 KT is my. I need to look up what my KT's. What is a kiloton? So kiloton metrics. That's 1,000 tons. But then you've got MT. They're metric tons. That would be less because that's 1,000 kilograms. I don't know if I need a refinery for each one. What was this weight? 40 tons, so you could actually use a Falcon. Spacecraft not carry enough propellant. Really? Propellant 400 tons. It's 3,000. What was the need? 373. That's actually not enough propellant. It is actually quite far out, this heavy. Hmm. 3.73. We haven't got a rocket that can get it there. It is a long way out. Could send stuff to Venus. Maybe just a probe at the moment because we don't have. So let's say I wanted to do Earth to Venus. I wanted to do need a build a Selene and then add a probe. Falcon to launch it. 9.8 tons. Oh, that's quite a lot, isn't it? I don't think I've even got that, have I? Optimal's 9.4. 9.8. I mean, it's not hugely different. I did that. So I've got 1.64 kilotons. So kilotons was 1. A kiloton is 1,000, so 1,600. What was the mission? Didn't it want 3 point? I didn't look at what it needed. 3.73 was the... I mean, it's taken it, but... Okay, let's go back to Earth. Is the space dock thing built yet? 5 days left. No, does it put an icon in space, like a space station orbiting around? No, the space dock's kind of... Right, space dock. The dock is ready. This is where we build our future interplanetary vehicles and set off to further incursions. We've got another 1.6 million unlock. Contract Moonbase Alpha. Required to unlock humans on Mars and unlock cyclical missions. We're regularly shipping. Energy. So ground facilities require energy to function. Energy is produced in power facilities. Each type of power facility produces different amounts of energy depending on the circumstances. Solar arrays produce the more closer you are to the sun. Wind power only works in an atmosphere, while nuclear power provides a lot of energy anywhere but requires a steady supply of fissiles to function. If you don't have enough energy to power all your facilities fully, they will work at reduced speed. Unused production facilities only consume power when active. If certain buildings on the planet are not active, you can always construct batteries to stockpile energy. Okay, so not going to show a zoom in anymore on that. Oh, it does show it there. Like a little space station. Right, so now that we've got that orbital shipyard, when I click it, got rid of it there, haven't I? So we should be able to build. Yeah, so now I can build these. I can build mining modules and things like that in space, although I still need the materials up here. What do I need up here? I've got a construction, I've got a thing, we've got a telescope. I was going to if we could build a Hermes, but I was hoping we could build that in space. It's on the list here. If it's on the list there, it should be on the list here. That's the space dock, though. Where's the actual... I mean, the space dock is... It is the same because it's a facility of the space dock, isn't it? But if I click that... Right, here we go. Spacecraft. There we go. So now I want to click this. That's going to need 40 tons of rare metal, 100 tons of alloy. Click it. Cannot buy these resources in orbit. Yeah, so although it is more efficient, I've still got to get the materials up here at the moment. I need 80 tons. I need that rare 40 tons. Electronics, I need 25 tons. Missiles, I need 10 tons. Okay, so come back to Earth. I need to do a mission. We need Earth to space dock. And then I need the thing that can carry the most. Now, unfortunately, how much does this thing carry when it's built? Click info, it disappears. Okay, so the Hermes is 300 tons cargo. Yeah, because we're using the Stratos, which is 100 tons. And then we want to build the other aircraft, which will probably, I think it's 500 tons. 500 or 600, but Athena, stick it in there. We've already researched the Hermes. Oh, I've already got it in the queue. Yeah, so we actually see. Hey Dusty, sorry, I had chat closed while I was looking at the trying to convert my kilotons and megaton weights. Yeah, I looked something up on the web page or something. It hides my YouTube chat. Yeah, I was deep in there. I wanted to see what the stats of this this thing is, but it says the engine and stuff, but it doesn't say. Anyway, I think it's 500 tons. This is 100. This is 300, and this is either 5 or 6. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to be a bit stuck, so I still need to I've only got the 100 tons. Allies. So rare, I need to do 40 tons. Electronics, you need to do 25 tons. Fissiles, 10 tons. Have that because we haven't spent any of that yet. And then alloys, we're going to need to buy. I don't know what the max is. That all that's left on the Earth or something? Because I need to buy 80, and it looks like 100's the maximum. Anyway, I'll buy that. But yeah, it is. We're actually out of alloys on Earth. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, actually. Right, 80 tons, but yeah, we can't lift all that. So I've only got 17. No, not 17. Hang on. Do 25 tons. Okay. Right, and then moon base alpha, we need to get a base on the moon. Was that set when we do this as well? So I need construction equipment. We've got one of those. we need to build an outpost module. Fuel refinery. Got one, but I think we might need another. Water ice extractor. Solar array. We need to deliver 10 people. So these things take 5 crews, so I'm going to need a couple of those. Oh, I didn't think I was in my menus for so long boxing with it. It's like 12 minutes, 15 minutes went past. Help me looking at chat. This is quite a sort of information heavy. Plus I'm drinking a can of cider, so I'm probably going to be drunk in half an hour. I've had alcohol for a long time. Anyway, we probably won't be going too much longer. If I'm going to go watch the World Cup ceremony if that's 6 o'clock. I imagine it's probably, if the match is 8, it's probably, I don't know, does the ceremony start at 6:15 or is it ceremonies at 7? Coverage might be. Yeah, I do quite like system heavy games. I mean, it depends. Sometimes the UI or that you can lose the focus in the game, but it isn't a lot of money and it's got quite a bit of planning and tech. But doing this moon stuff, we're going to get 6.5 million. And I need to, because of the rare metals, that we need to start getting some of these mining ops going. But we've got mining stuff going to Mars, so we're going to start getting stuff on Mars. Let's have a look. So the Mars one is due to take off in August 24. The Venus orbit thing is sooner. That's in... Well, in fact, that could be September 23. Yeah, it's just literally taken... oh no, it's December. So that's going to go soonish. And then we've got stuff going up to, in fact, Celine has gone, then the space dock stuff we've got going up. That probably won't be too long. That's going to be early 24. But the Venus orbit thing's already taken off. I should get myself like a Apple tablet or something and just try and have the chats on those or something, because or another stuff if I'm trying to do look up stuff as well. But you know, it's not that easy and stuff. It's like, I mean, when Dusty's doing her stuff, I mean, it's not, I mean, if you're trying to shoot people and look at that, I mean, you can't always be reading chat when you're playing a shooter game. And then with the driver game, I'm doing that. I find it hard to look at chat while I'm driving on those. And then these type of games should be more chill, but if it's new UI and you don't know what you're doing and all that stuff, then it's right. So we're getting some of this stuff completed, built there, building stuff. Right, so I think this stuff we've sent up, haven't we? Yeah, so I now need to send up the rest of I haven't planned the moon base stuff yet. We were just doing the building of a lot of the stuff. The Mars mission is yet to go, so I need to plan the Space Dock 1. Before I don't know what I need to look at the balance of what I need. So I've got 45 tons of that, 40 tons of that, 25 tons of that. Maybe I have got enough then. No, I haven't. 55 short. Yeah, I need 100 of this. So we've got to send 55 tons up. But I don't think there's any more alloys on Earth. So should be able to. Aren't these reusable? Yeah, reusable upper stage. So I guess I'm. But I mean, I need alloys to build this. Not sure Earth has them. No, I thought I'd built enough. I thought I'd got enough alloys. We couldn't get it up there, but we bought them enough, didn't we? I said no, I just used it for building the ship. Right. I'm going to buy 166. Okay, and we need to. Right, I'll put it all up there. We need to use an eagle again. I might build another. got 3 strata. I might build. I need to build another eagle. And build another stratus as well. How did that mission get planned? It did. This gravity slingshot thing, we did that one. Immediately plan the next mission to Pluto using gravity assist. Oh god. Pluto. That will be orbit. That will be. I don't know if we need to use a Selene for that. Probably we need a probe on it, probably. Got no probes. Son of a bitch. The probe. We need multiples of these, don't we? Like being able to just change it to 3 or something. Right, because they're being built, I can choose. I don't want. Okay. Yeah. Right, so those are done. So now we click on the moon and I need to build. Right, so we need to build the outpost, accept. I haven't got the resources to build them. They're all going to die. Let me get rid of that refinery. can't remember everything with that. So it's 125 of metal for that. And that's 20 tons of chips, although I have got that. And 120, 60. I need metals, I need 125 for that. But this I need 40. Oh crap, oh crap. Which means we've got to ship stuff up to the moon pretty quick. There. $68 tons. I need to send 100 up here. Need several of those. This was 40 tons, 50 tons, 90. Glass as well. Tons. Right, so that's 50 tons of glass, 150 tons of metal. I need 10 tons of supplies. Got supplies on there, but I don't know. .7. Ten tons supplies, 10 tons rare, 10 tons alloy. Right, going to send 25 tons of supplies down. We need 10 tons of rare. And 10 tons of stuff I don't have. Lighting up the I'm just going to buy all that. I need 175 plus 40. 200. 115 of metals. I'll just send up another 55. Whether that will all be fast enough to save the people that are already up there. Not sure. Rid of the music. And the Mars thing's about plate. On helium-3 on Jupiter. A spacecraft has arrived at Mars. Okay, so now that we've got stuff there then, so now it says acquire or deliver 90 tons of metals. So we can start mining. How do we do that though? How do we say what to mine? So I've got 2 refineries, 2 miners. Do I just... Maybe these are just automatic. These just start. It says extracts. Let's just wind this on a bit, see if this goes up. I think. I don't know if that's doing anything. I think drag and drop on an object to plan a mission. So do I just drag that onto... I mean, we can build these, but they need people. They need people to operate, which we don't have. These ones are more automatic. They don't take people to use them. There's drag and drop on an object to plan a mission. Yeah, well, we've done the mission. It's already there. So maybe, does this stuff just start acquiring stuff automatically, or... Yeah, it does, because look, the figures are going up. Okay, so we need 90 tons of metals. The rare stuff's not on there. Supplies, it isn't going to mine supplies, is it? So these things mine water, metals, rocks, and a bit of water. Yeah, probably 3 on here would have been better than 2, but... Okay. Happened to the slingshot thing. Got messed up. Sure, we sent 2 missions out there. Right, well, there's not much I can do. I mean, the metals one's going to get done. Others... It's kind of weird because... Not glass, rare metal, or alloys on the planet that we can see. And then it says or deliver, so I guess I've got to deliver it there. Yeah, this is the problem. Supplies are going to run out on Luna. September 7th, 7th. I think we're going to lose 10 people up there. We went up, surely we went up there with a year's supply, I think. It hasn't, I don't think it's been a year. Also, I think the space dock, I'm not adding these figures, so once we send them up to the moon or somewhere, when they come back, they're not coming back to Earth, they're just coming back to the space dock. Then I can't set stuff going from the space dock because we don't have the resources. Interesting. Right, I think I'm probably going to leave it there anyway because it's getting a little bit stuck. Made a start. I've got this stuff planned out now, but I mean, it's 3 months away, I think. Although if these people die, I guess we just send some more up. I think we can still construct this stuff without people there. We'll get the metal done on Mars, but then I need to get a rocket going to I could probably plan that in if we had it. So this would be going, well, it would be better if I shipped all the materials up to, I haven't got them. Earth to Mars. We need 50 tons, 70, 80, 90. So yeah, we could probably do one of these. I was going to think about doing the Hermes, but we'll get another one of those built. And then so we would do 10 tons of this. We will do 20 tons of this. We will do 10 tons of alloys. And then we need 50 tons of the glass. And that should be it. Got a spare 10 tons, so I could send up 10 of electronics, let's say. And I don't have a spacecraft. Cool. Okay, so that should get that stuff delivered. This thing, I keep doing the Pluto thing, and I think, I don't know, maybe I've missed because it says immediately plan and kind of think, can't complete this now. Immediately plan a mission to another object. Yeah, I think this one we messed up, so I don't know. I get rid of it. Now, how are we doing on our research and a cargo? What's that noise? Is there like a log thing? Is that my crew dying on? I think they died. Lights will run out on Mars, I know. I can't schedule them any quicker. And fissiles on Io. Yeah, I also need to just keep shipping. I think we need to do like a space elevator or something, because like, even though I've got the dock, I didn't really, you've got to keep getting the supplies. I think there is a space elevator in this game, but yeah, there it is, space elevator. Payloads. What's a spin launch? A light payload greatly accelerated in centrifuge, then boosted to the final orbit by a small chemical engine. Hmm. 2 years. Thing is, you have to do it if you want to do magnetic. That's 10 years. This requires 3 previous researchers. What would be 1, 2, 3? 21 years. Okay. Well, still really nothing I can do. 5 humans died on Mars. And the rest are going to die unless that's the second lot. You sent them up to Mars to die. Okay, and then this stuff starts arriving. We don't get the supplies yet. Wait, what? All of those Mars stuff are done. Didn't I send up more supplies? Got the glass. There's no supplies up there to freaking build that stuff. My God. Anyway, the solar array can be built. The water thing can be built. And the refinery. Oh, it definitely sent up there. Don't understand. I really don't understand. I've just sent all that stuff up there, so why isn't it there? Calculated it. Everything we needed for all of those items. We definitely sent. I mean, I haven't got the people now, so we've got to send another craft up with people. 10 people, loads of supplies. But like here, it's 50 metal. It says I've only got 25. And how I can be short of that. Especially we haven't built the outpost. Because that was 40. Honestly, man, it's like we lost a whole spacecraft. In the arse, I don't know what's... Because according to that... According to this, we've only got 25. And I need 40 and 50. I need 90. And I got 25. We sent 3 rockets up with loads of stuff on it. Oh no! I'm gonna spend 40, 50, 90, less than 25. Pen work when I want it to. I need 65 more. And I need supplies. And I'll probably put 35. Plus we need crew. We need to do another crew. Oh, I don't have one. Of course I don't. Son of a bitch. Build a load more.